The year is 1996. Light from the sun slowly fades to black. You sit there with nothing but the light of the TV screen. You just popped in your new PS1 disc you got today, and you start up the system. This moment in gaming history sparks a new infatuation with survival horror games. Here's a quick list of survival horror games and franchises that preceded after the first Resident Evil. You got Clock Tower, Silent Hill, Alone in the Dark, Dino Crisis, Parasite Eve, and more titles that are one-offs. The year passed until October 21st, 2003. On this date, the release of Curse, the Eye of Isis. This game graced players on the PS2, Xbox, and PC with its presence. If you're the majority that hasn't heard of this game, I'll read what hooked me into purchasing and playing. Strange things are happening at Great Britain's Museum of Natural History in 1890. A gang of ruthless thugs have broken into the establishment. The Eye of Isis Egyptian statue has been stolen, and a mysterious fog has overtaken a number of areas of the museum, killing and transforming all that come into contact with. In this survival horror game, you'll be playing as museum curator and archaeologist Victoria Sutton and her childhood friend Darian Dane. You'll have to fight the various beings and entities that created by the fog. You'll spend considerable time in the museum, take a steam train to the coast, and travel the seas in a huge cargo ship before finally entering the Pyramid Tomb, where you must find and destroy the source of this ancient evil. Now, if that sounds like a complete rip-off of Resident Evil, I don't know what does. You may be thinking now, which Resident Evil is it ripping off? It's very simple. Resident Evil 2, but not the classic that came out in 1998. No, this one. You may say that it's the same game. Title-wise it is, but there are differences between the original and remake. That's not what this video is about though. Getting back to topic, let's talk about Curse, Eye of Isis. Took inspiration or ripped off Resident Evil 2 Remake. One of the most compelling arguments is that you get to play as two different characters, Leon and Claire in Resident Evil, and Veronica and Dane in Curse, Eye of Isis. I know you play through Leon and Claire's story separately, but ultimately the same story outcome is in the end. It's the same for Victoria and Dane. Looking at the locations that the player and characters travel throughout the game. Resident Evil, a police station at night. Curse, a museum at night. I can hear your little fingers typing away and the comments saying, that's not the same. How can this guy be so stupid? I have one thing to say. Same. Do you want to be trapped in a police station or a museum at night? No. Now on to the next location. After the police station and the museum, we go to sewer areas in both games. No argument here. Same. For Resident Evil, we only have one major location left in the game, the laboratory. Curse has two, the cargo ship and the pyramid. But how can the laboratory and the cargo ship and pyramid be the same? It's simple, really. You fight evil monsters in the laboratory and the cargo ship, also in the pyramid locations. No need for a long-winded explanation. It's simple. The same. I know that the discovery that was unrevealed to you probably has your mind blown, but there's more, so put your skull tops back on. Both games have epic boss fights. Resident Evil, you fight multiple stages of Dr. Merkin's freak shows, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. X, and you can't forget our nice pet alligator in the sewers. For the boss fights that are in Curse, they go punch for punch with Resident Evil bosses. You can take on the challenge of not wrestling one bear. The game loves us enough to challenge us with two. We test our wits again against a sword-wielding statue that just wants to split us right down the middle. You may be thinking that there's one, well, two animal bosses in this game, but here comes the next, an ungodly deformed sheep monster, and it only has one goal, to ram those cheeks. Now can we be done fighting animal-oriented bosses? No, but it's the last. We're in the pyramid at this point, so what could the boss be? I'll give you some time to think. Time's up. If you guess snake, you're wrong. The answer is the scorpion wants to just get close to us for a hug and sing your heart out. Down to the final boss of Curse. I don't want to spoil anything for you, so the closest relative I could find. Yes, I know it's Kingpin from Spider-Man, but trust me, you'll know. We're down to the most compelling piece of evidence now. I can't put into words how to describe the evidence, so I'm just going to show you some footage.
What the?
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 That's a zombie.